This is your host, John Olson. Welcome to the Taking Charge podcast. It's been a while since I posted a podcast or did a podcast. This is a podcast I've looked forward to for a while to do. It has to do with Norway in the 1300s to 1800s. It has to do with the Black Death. Um, Made one of the major um, fortresses in Norway, some of the kings of Norway, and one of the wives of the that led to the union of Norway with Denmark, Norway and Sweden. The king that was in charge during the period when Black Death began. It began in late 1349. Late 1349, during the summer in August, and one of the fortress that it was a major fortress during that period was used as a piece for as a resistance. It was also significant because the Maid of Norway was born there at that fortress during that time, who was the daughter of, actually the granddaughter of the King of Scotland at the time. This period of time begins with King Magnus Ericsson, Magnus the Seventh, who was on the throne from 1319 to 1355, with his Queen Blanche of Nemours, who was from Sweden. The older brother becomes king of Sweden, and his younger brother becomes the king of Norway. At this time, they have a son who becomes king later, who Håkon the Sixth of Norway. He became king in 1343, began to rule in 1355. He was married in 1363 to Marguerite of Denmark. You have King Magnus that during his reign, Black Death had come to the country via England into the port of Bergen, Norway. Is where it started to spread from. It's the beginning of the decline of Norway. The Black Death was also the beginning and the loss of its sovereignty as a sovereign kingdom. It got hit hard during this period of the Black Death, more than some of the other countries did. It got hit where it lost 60 to 65% of the population. So that the income base, as far as taxes go, that was a big hit, which made it hard to King Magnus that during his reign, Black Death had come to the country via England in, into the port of Bergen, Norway. Is where it started to spread from. The beginning of the decline of Norway. The Black Death was also the beginning and the loss of its sovereignty as a sovereign kingdom. It got hit hard during this period of the Black Death, more than some of the other countries did. It got hit where it lost 60 to 65% of the population. So that the income base, as far as taxes go, that was a big hit, which made it hard to Norway had colonies during this period that relied on it to supply the colonies, but being that the Black Death had ravaged the country, it led to the decline and its ability to supply the colonies. Even the colonies went neglected during this period time frame. So did the podcast on this time frame about this subject. He was saying that it was the union between Denmark and Sweden and Norway was a give and take between the countries. It was more Norway brought to the union in let's see. Well, I don't remember now. But anyway, it didn't start to recover until the 17th century, which was about 300 years later, after this time period had taken place. And after the death of King Haakon the Sixth, the Queen of just prior to that, the King of Denmark passed away in 1340. Which she was the agent for her son, who was the King of Denmark would become the King of Denmark at that time. He would later become the King of Norway at the time too. And being that took place, she come up with the plan to co-opt the three major powers, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, into a union. It began with Norway and Denmark itself, and later with the Kalmar Union. In 1380 is when it came to be with Kalmar Union. Kalmar was in Sweden. It was during this time frame that the church required the lion's share of the taxes. It became a strain in 1351 to 52 at the time because of the Black Death. Norway brought to the Union with Denmark and Sweden, Iceland, Greenland, Faroe Islands, Orkney, and Shetland, and Sweden brought to the Union parts of Finland at the time. The first of the signs of the Kalmar Union becoming undone was triggered by a brutal Stockholm bloodbath in 1520, and they rebelled against Denmark in 1523, leaves the Union with the help of, the leader of the rebellion was Gustav Vasa, and later Norway would rebel against Denmark too. They tried to leave too the Union, but they weren't successful in leaving the Union, and it was put down brutally. And then later on, in but anyway, later on, the rebels took over Tonsberg Fortress, and it was unsuccessful too. And the rebels was captured by Denmark and Sweden. Sweden forced to capture the rebels to destroy the fort in Tonsberg with the help of Sweden at the time. Tonsberg Fortress is where Princess Marguerite, who later became the Maid of Norway, who was the granddaughter of Scotland. She was born there in Tonsberg in April of 1283. Up to the point where Tonsberg, the rebellion took place, Norway and Denmark were basically equal countries. But once after Tonsberg took place, Norway became no more than a puppet state after that, and they was treated as such. Content. Take your time to subscribe and like this video. I'd like to do more like this video. There is more to this whole entire story yet to come. So, like, subscribe, and pay attention for more. Helps out with the algorithms with YouTube.